2020 hasn't been the best. In fact, some, or should I say many people, might even go as far as saying that it's the worst. There were a lot of things that happened in 2020, and it all began on this very day. The World Health Organization announced in January 9 that a deadly coronavirus has emerged in Wuhan, China. And soon after, we all know the story, the virus took over the whole world and we were forced to stay at home. Well, 2020 couldn't get any more worse, right? Soon after the COVID cases emerged, the legend himself, Kobe Bryant, and his daughter, and 7 other people passed away in a helicopter crash. What the? Black Panther actor Chadwick Boseman died at the age of 43 after 4 years of battling cancer. On May 25th, George Floyd was murdered by policemen, which started a movement that demands racial justice. This day marks the start of BLM protests. A massive explosion at Beirut port, sparked on this very day by the accidental detonation of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, killed at least 190 people and left thousands of people injured. A wildfire in Australia burned a new record of 47 million acres. There's been a lot of negative news surrounding 2020. But before this year ends, I just want to share something that kept me going in this year. A heart of gratitude. Being grateful. This may sound simple, and yes, it is simple, but it's not easy. We as humans often enlarge and focus on the things that are negative that is happening around us. But we so often neglect the things that we already have. We so often forget to give thanks and be grateful. Millions of people are searching for a job to pay for the food on the table. Well, me, I'm eating comfortably. Many people lost their loved ones, especially in this time of pandemic. Well, I still have my loved ones around me. When you start to enlarge on the things that you can be grateful for, your perspective and mindset will change. What you see will change. And yes, 2020 hasn't been the best, and we can't change that. But what we can change is how we respond to it. And when you respond by having a heart of gratitude and giving thanks, and when you enlarge on the things that you can be grateful for, guess what happens? And you start to realize that you're blessed. And let me show you a study I found. Let's go. According to many research and studies, it is evident that being grateful can have many benefits on your life. It doesn't only improve psychological health, but it also improves physical health. Many people find 2020 a frustrating year, but trust me, once you start to give thanks, everything changes. Right, little brownie? Right. Good boy. If 2020 has taught me anything, it will be to give thanks and to not take things for granted. Now, before 2020 comes to an end, I want you to take some time to think about 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for about this year. Just 3 things. And you start to realize maybe 2020 isn't that bad after all. Now, before you go, I'd like to share 3 things that I'm grateful for this year. And even though it's been a rough year, but I believe there's always something to be grateful for. So let's go. I'm grateful that I got to experience living alone. During this time of pandemic, I actually flew to another state to live on my own. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful I get to experience living alone. It really opened up my perspective and really gave me the experience of how it feels like to live alone. I'm grateful that I got to come home during Christmas. Even though I really enjoy living alone, but I'm still grateful that I got the chance to come back during Christmas because I never really celebrated Christmas alone before, and it's really been a blessing to come home and also to spend time with my friends and family during this period of time. And yeah, I'm grateful that I get to celebrate Christmas with my friends and family. And lastly, I'm grateful for God's faithfulness in my life. Throughout this whole year, many things has happened, but God's faithfulness never fails, and He's been protecting me over and over again. You know, living in KL alone, I really see God's faithfulness working in my life. God has never left my side, and whenever I need a friend to listen to me, God has always been there for me. And God has been with me throughout 2020, which I'm really grateful for. And I'm also really thankful for His protection. Throughout this whole year, throughout this time of pandemic, God has been protecting me. And wherever I go, I know that He has always been protecting me. So I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, so that's 3 things that I want to be grateful for this year. What are your 3 things? You can comment below. And I love to hear from you, and give this video a thumbs up if you find value from it, and share this with your friends, family, whoever it is, and subscribe. Okay, bye.